Welcome to the channel, everybody. Today, we're diving headfirst into a topic that's more layered than a biryani, the military might of Pakistan and India. These two neighbors, with a history longer than your average Bollywood film, have a rivalry that extends beyond cricket matches and spicy food. We're talking tanks, troops, and unfortunately, nukes. Now, before you start choosing sides like it's your favorite sports team, let me be clear, this isn't about declaring a winner. This is about understanding the complex realities, the numbers, the tech, and the implications of two nuclear-armed neighbors who share more than just a border. So buckle up, grab your chai or your lassi, depending on which side of the border you're on, and let's break down this military face-off. Alright folks, let's talk money. India, with its booming economy, throws a hefty chunk of change at its defense, boasting the third largest military budget globally. We're talking billions upon billions of dollars. Pakistan, facing different economic realities, spends considerably less on its military. But they make each rupee count, focusing on a leaner, meaner force with a specific set of priorities. Think of it like this: India is buying the whole buffet, while Pakistan is going for a more focused, a la carte menu. Both approaches have their merits, and we'll dissect those as we go. Money dictates everything: how many tanks you can buy, how advanced your fighter jets are, and even how well you can pay your soldiers. So, before we get into the nitty-gritty of military hardware, remember, it all starts with the Benjamins, or in this case, the rupees and the, well, you get the idea. Let's talk manpower. India has over 1 million active personnel, one of the largest armies in the world. Pakistan's army is smaller but battle-hardened and formidable. India's army is like a massive elephant, powerful and imposing. Pakistan's army is like a tiger, agile and fierce. Both countries invest heavily in their air and naval capabilities. Alright gearheads, it's time to talk tanks. India boasts a massive fleet of Russian-made T-90s and domestically produced Arjun tanks. These steel beasts pack a punch with heavy armor and powerful cannons. Pakistan's Al-Khalid, developed with China and Ukraine, is mobile and powerful. It's a force to be reckoned with on the battlefield. India rolls in with monster trucks, while Pakistan opts for nimble off-road vehicles. Each has its advantages depending on the terrain. From advanced armor plating to fire control systems, both countries constantly upgrade their vehicles. Time to take to the skies, folks, and talk about air power. India, with its larger defense budget, has a definite edge here. We're talking about a diverse fleet of fighter jets, including Russian-made Sukhoi Su-30 MKIs, French-made Dassault Mirage 2000s, and their own domestically produced HAL Tejas. Pakistan, while not as numerous, has a potent air force of its own, featuring the American-made F-16 Fighting Falcons and the JF-17 Thunder, a multi-role combat aircraft jointly developed with China. But it's not just about the fighter jets, folks. We've got transport aircraft, attack helicopters, and even airborne early warning and control systems, all playing crucial roles in modern warfare. India, with its larger air force, has a wider range of these supporting aircraft, giving them a tactical advantage. And let's not forget about drones, folks. Both countries have been investing heavily in unmanned aerial vehicles for reconnaissance and even combat operations. Alright, landlubbers, let's set sail and talk about naval power. India, with its long coastline and strategic location, has always placed a premium on its navy. They've got aircraft carriers, destroyers, frigates, and even nuclear-powered submarines. Pakistan, with a smaller coastline, has a more modest navy, but it's nothing to scoff at. They've invested heavily in submarines, recognizing their potential to disrupt shipping lanes and deter larger naval forces. Both countries have been modernizing their surface fleets, acquiring new ships and upgrading existing ones with advanced weaponry and sensors. India, with its larger budget, is ahead in this regard, but Pakistan is doing its best to keep pace. Think of it like this: India's navy is like a majestic cruise ship, sailing the high seas with confidence, while Pakistan's navy is more like a nimble speedboat, ready to dart in and out of danger. Okay folks, time to address the elephant in the room, or should I say the elephant and the, well, you get the picture. Both India and Pakistan possess nuclear weapons, making this rivalry a whole lot more serious. India has a larger and more diverse nuclear arsenal, including ballistic missiles capable of reaching all of Pakistan. Pakistan has a smaller arsenal but is developing tactical nuclear weapons for battlefield use. The existence of nuclear weapons is a threat to humanity, especially with these two countries' history of conflict. Both countries are members of international treaties aimed at preventing the spread of nuclear weapons. Despite the nuclear issue, both India and Pakistan have a vested interest in avoiding a nuclear catastrophe. Listen up, techies, because this chapter is for you. In the 21st century, military might isn't just about tanks and planes, it's about who has the most advanced technology. And in this arena, both India and Pakistan are stepping up their game. We're talking drones, cyber warfare units, and high-tech missile defense systems. India, with its booming tech sector, has been investing heavily in these areas. They've even launched their own space program, giving them an edge in satellite technology, which is crucial for everything from navigation to reconnaissance. Pakistan, while playing catch-up, has also made significant strides. The takeaway here is that the future of warfare is increasingly digital. Think less about boots on the ground and more about lines of code. Okay folks, let's talk about the human element of this military showdown. Because at the end of the day, it's the soldiers on the ground, the pilots in the air, and the sailors at sea who make all the difference. India, with its massive military, has a vast pool of manpower to draw from. They have a rigorous training regime, and their soldiers participate in regular exercises to maintain their combat readiness. Pakistan, with its smaller but more battle-hardened military, has a reputation for producing tough, resourceful soldiers. They've been involved in various conflicts and counterinsurgency operations, giving them valuable experience that you can't get from a textbook. Think of it like this. India's military is like a well-oiled machine, efficient, disciplined, and ready to operate at scale. Pakistan's military, on the other hand, is more like a band of guerrilla fighters, adaptable, resilient, and accustomed to operating in challenging environments. Alright folks, let's talk about the importance of having friends in high places, especially when it comes to military matters. India, with its growing economic and geopolitical clout, has been strengthening its ties with countries like the United States, Russia, and Japan. These partnerships provide India with access to advanced weaponry, technology transfer, and joint military exercises. Pakistan, on the other hand, has traditionally relied on its close relationship with China for military support. China has been a major supplier of arms to Pakistan, and the two countries have also collaborated on joint military projects. India, by forging closer ties with the West, is seen as a counterbalance to China's growing influence in the region. Pakistan, meanwhile, remains firmly in China's orbit, providing a strategic counterpoint to India. The web of international alliances in this region is complex and constantly evolving. So, after all that, who comes out on top in this military showdown? Well, folks, it's complicated. There's no easy answer, no clear winner. On paper, India, with its larger economy, bigger military, and superior technology, has a clear advantage. But as we've discussed, Pakistan has a few tricks up its sleeve, including a battle-hardened military, a potent nuclear arsenal, and a strategic alliance with China. The reality is that any conflict between these two nuclear-armed neighbors would be devastating, not just for India and Pakistan, but for the entire region and potentially the world. Despite their rivalry, they have a shared interest in avoiding war and maintaining stability in the region. So, while the military balance of power is undoubtedly important, it's essential to remember that true security comes from dialogue, diplomacy, and a commitment to peaceful coexistence. And that's it for our deep dive into the military capabilities of Pakistan and India. Remember, this isn't about glorifying war or picking sides. It's about understanding the complexities of this rivalry and appreciating the importance of peace and stability. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button harder than a Bollywood dance number, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more insightful comparisons. And be sure to let us know in the comments what other global face-offs you'd like us to analyze. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay peaceful.